Imagine waking up every day and not caring what anyone else thinks about your decisions, your dreams, or your life choices. What would it feel like to live completely on your terms, without the constant pressure to seek approval from the people around you? Think about how free you'd be, how much more confident and driven you would feel if you could break free from the need for external validation. In this video, we're going to dive deep into how you can stop living for others and start living for yourself. We all have that inner voice that pushes us to prove ourselves to others, but here's the truth: when you stop seeking approval, you'll start seeing your true potential. You'll discover the freedom to be who you really are, without fear or doubt holding you back. This is the first step towards taking full control of your life and building the future you deserve. By the end of this video, you'll have actionable advice that will help you break free from the chains of validation, so you can start living with purpose and authenticity. We'll talk about practical ways to shift your mindset, build unshakable confidence, and truly own your journey. This is your chance to unlock a life that is 100% yours. So stick with me and let's get started on this life-changing path together. Chapter 1. Take control of your life and unlock your potential. Life isn't something that just happens to you, it's something you create. Right now, you have the power to decide where you're going, how you're going to get there, and who you're going to become. It's easy to get caught up in thinking that your circumstances define you, that the world is against you, that success is something that's out of reach. But the truth is, everything you need to unlock your full potential is already within you, just waiting to be tapped into. When you realize that, it's like a switch flips inside of you. You can't unsee your potential anymore. You know that you're not just living on autopilot anymore, you're steering the ship. The life you want is right in front of you, and the only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be is your willingness to take control. Taking control of your life is the first step toward unlocking everything you're capable of. And let me tell you, there is nothing more powerful than realizing that you are the one who decides your destiny. Not your job, not your past mistakes, not what anyone else thinks of you. You and only you hold the keys to the future you've always dreamed of. But here's the catch: most people never realize this. They wait for a sign, they wait for the perfect moment. But life doesn't wait, it doesn't slow down for you to catch up, and it sure as hell doesn't give you a second chance to take control. The moment you decide to take control is the moment everything changes. It doesn't matter what's happened up until this point. It doesn't matter what mistakes you've made or how many times you've failed. None of that defines you. What defines you is the choice you make right now to take control of your life and unlock your true potential. Now I know what you're thinking. You might be feeling overwhelmed by the idea of all that you need to change. Maybe you're wondering where to even start. The truth is, taking control of your life doesn't require a massive overhaul. It starts with small intentional actions. It starts with the simple decision to shift your mindset. Once you do that, everything else follows. The first thing you need to realize is that you're in control of your thoughts. Sounds simple, right? But it's true. Most people don't even realize how much power their thoughts have over them. They let their circumstances dictate their mindset, letting the outside world control how they feel, think, and act. But when you decide that your thoughts will no longer be shaped by your surroundings or by other people, that's when you begin to truly take control. You decide what you focus on. You decide what you believe. You decide how you see yourself. That's the power of a strong mindset, and it's something anyone can develop. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. It's about choosing to focus on the positive, even when everything around you seems negative. It's about training your mind to look for solutions instead of problems. It's about understanding that you're capable of overcoming anything, no matter what comes your way. And trust me, when you start thinking this way, you'll be amazed at how much your life begins to shift. Taking control also means owning your choices. When you take responsibility for your decisions, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You stop blaming others for the situation you're in. You stop waiting for things to change and start making things happen for yourself. The moment you own your choices is the moment you stop being a passenger in your own life. You take the wheel and you start steering in the direction you want to go. It's that simple. Of course, that doesn't mean it's always easy. There will be challenges. There will be times when it feels like the world is working against you. But that's the beauty of taking control. You become resilient. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You begin to understand that every setback is just a setup for a comeback. And when you face adversity head-on, that's when you unlock your real potential. You realize that no matter what happens, you can handle it. Because you're the one in charge of your life now. You're the one who decides how you react. You're the one who decides how high you rise. If you want to unlock your full potential, you have to stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that it's your time. It's your time right now. You don't need anyone's approval. You don't need validation from the outside world. You have everything you need inside of you. The moment you decide to stop seeking validation from others is the moment you begin to operate at your highest level. When you stop looking for approval, you become free. Free to make decisions that are aligned with your vision, free to take risks, and free to live the life you truly want. It's all about embracing your own power, your life, your choices, your journey. Don't let anyone or anything take that away from you. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones with the most talent or the ones with the best circumstances. They're the ones who take control of their lives and keep going no matter what. They understand that their potential is limitless and that they have the power to create the life they want. So here's the truth. The moment you take control of your life is the moment your life transforms. You have everything you need to be successful, to be happy, to be fulfilled. It's all inside of you. Now, it's time to unlock it. But that can only happen when you make the decision to take control. And that decision starts with you right now. Don't wait. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Take control of your thoughts, your actions, and your destiny. The path won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to the life you were meant to live. So take control and start unlocking the potential that's waiting for you. The life you want is out there, and it starts with one simple decision: taking control of your life and never looking back. Chapter 2. Master your mindset and start achieving your goals. Right now you are just one mindset shift away from changing everything. Everything you've ever wanted, everything you've ever dreamed of, is within your reach if you can control one thing: your mind. This might sound simple, but it's the most powerful thing you can master. Your mindset shapes your reality. It defines how you respond to challenges, how you handle success, and how you achieve your goals. Most people don't realize that they already possess everything they need to succeed, but their mindset holds them back. It's easy to get lost in negative thinking, to doubt yourself, to feel overwhelmed by the things you haven't yet accomplished. But that's exactly where your power lies, in changing the way you think. The truth is, your mindset determines everything about your life. It dictates how you see the world, how you approach every task, and how you deal with setbacks. If you're stuck in a negative or limited mindset, you'll always struggle to make progress. But when you choose to adopt a growth mindset, everything shifts. You start seeing challenges as opportunities to grow, not as insurmountable obstacles. You start seeing failure not as something to be afraid of, but as a necessary part of the journey toward success. And when you embrace that mindset, there's no limit to what you can achieve. It all starts with realizing that your thoughts aren't facts. The way you feel is directly linked to the thoughts you think. If you wake up in the morning feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, it's likely because your mind is racing with negative thoughts. Maybe you're thinking about everything you haven't done yet, or you're worried about what might go wrong. But none of these thoughts are guaranteed to happen. They're just thoughts, and you have the power to change them. The first step in mastering your mindset is recognizing that you are not your thoughts. You don't have to let them control you. Once you realize this, the next step is to take control of what you allow your mind to focus on. When you focus on the negative, you'll continue to experience negative outcomes. But when you shift your focus to the positive, when you intentionally choose to see opportunities instead of problems, your entire world changes. This is the essence of a growth mindset, the belief that you can always learn, grow, and improve, no matter where you start. And it's this mindset that will allow you to achieve anything you set your mind to. One of the most powerful ways to shift your mindset is through positive affirmation and visualization. Your mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what you vividly imagine. When you visualize yourself achieving your goals, when you picture yourself succeeding, you're programming your mind for success. This isn't some wishful thinking exercise. This is your brain preparing to make that success a reality. When you visualize yourself already achieving your goals, you start to believe that it's possible. And once you believe that it's possible, you start taking the necessary steps to make it happen. But the most powerful thing about mastering your mindset is that it gives you the ability to keep going when things get tough. Life will always throw challenges your way. There will be setbacks, there will be failures, and there will be moments when you feel like giving up. But when you've cultivated a strong, resilient mindset, you don't let these moments stop you. Instead, you use them to fuel your fire. You understand that failure isn't final, it's just feedback. You understand that every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. When you've mastered your mindset, you stop seeing challenges as threats and start seeing them as stepping stones to your success. A strong mindset isn't just about thinking positively all the time. It's also about being disciplined. It's about sticking to your goals even when you don't feel like it, even when the going gets tough. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without discipline, you'll never achieve anything, but with it, you'll move closer to your goals every single day. And here's the secret: discipline isn't something you're born with, it's a skill you develop. The more you practice self-discipline, the easier it becomes, and the more you master your mindset, the stronger your discipline will be. To master your mindset and achieve your goals, you need to build a routine that supports your success. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you intentionally choose to take the right actions every single day. This doesn't mean that every day will be perfect. There will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be days when things don't go as planned. But when you've built the right mindset and the right habits, those days don't stop you. They don't knock you off course. They're just temporary obstacles that you know you can overcome. One of the best ways to keep your mindset strong is to surround yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, the environments you put yourself in, all of these things influence your mindset. If you're constantly around people who bring you down, if you're constantly consuming negative media, your mindset will reflect that. But if you surround yourself with positive influences, Whether that's through uplifting books, motivational podcasts, or people who inspire and challenge you, you'll naturally begin to think more positively, act more confidently, and pursue your goals with more determination. The truth is, mastering your mindset is the key to unlocking everything you want in life. It's not about being perfect or never experiencing doubt. It's about choosing to focus on what you can control and taking the necessary steps to achieve your goals. It's about adopting a mindset of growth, resilience, and discipline, and making those qualities a part of who you are. When you make this shift, you'll be amazed at how quickly your goals start to fall into place. Mastering your mindset isn't just a one-time thing, it's a daily practice. It's about waking up every day and choosing to focus on what you want, choosing to believe in yourself, and choosing to take action toward your goals. It's about understanding that your thoughts shape your reality and that you have the power to shape your thoughts. When you make that choice, when you commit to mastering your mindset, you'll start to see your life transform. You'll start to see doors opening, opportunities appearing, and success becoming inevitable. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your own mindset. And once you master it, nothing will be able to stop you. Chapter 3. Break through your limits and become unstoppable today. There's a moment in life when you realize that everything you've been waiting for is right in front of you, but only if you're willing to break through the limits you've set for yourself. Most people live within the boundaries of what they think is possible, what they think they're capable of, but the truth is, those limits are nothing but self-imposed barriers. They are the invisible walls that keep you from stepping into your greatness, from realizing the full potential that has always been within you. The hardest part of achieving your dreams isn't about waiting for the perfect opportunity. It's not about having the right resources, the right connections, or the right timing. It's about having the courage to push past the limits you've placed on yourself and to step into a new version of who you are. Right now, you have an incredible amount of untapped potential inside of you. The things you've accomplished so far are just the tip of the iceberg. You might think that you've reached your peak, that this is as good as it gets, but that's not the truth. The truth is that you are capable of so much more. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you keep telling yourself about who you are and what you can do. As long as you keep playing small, as long as you keep accepting the limitations of your current reality, you'll never experience the kind of life that's waiting for you. Breaking through your limits isn't about having a grand vision or a lofty goal that seems impossible to achieve. It's about shifting your mindset. It's about understanding that the only limits that exist are the ones you believe in. The moment you change your belief system, the moment you stop telling yourself that you can't, is the moment everything starts to shift. It's as if you've been wearing blinders, only seeing the world in a limited way, and the moment you remove them, you realize that the possibilities are endless. Think about the last time you were afraid to take a step towards something new. Maybe you had a dream, a goal, a vision of something bigger, but the fear of failure or the fear of the unknown held you back. That fear is what keeps you locked in place. But here's the thing, fear isn't a sign that you should stop, it's a sign that you should go forward. The fear of breaking through your limits is simply the voice of your old self, your comfort zone, trying to protect you from change. But growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Transformation happens when you're willing to step into the unknown, when you're willing to face those fears head-on and push through them. You've probably heard the saying, do something every day that scares you, but it's not just about doing something for the sake of doing it. It's about facing your fears with intention. It's about realizing that every time you push past your fears, Every time you take action despite your doubts, you become stronger. You build resilience, you build confidence, and you build a foundation of belief in yourself that will carry you through anything. If you're still holding on to old stories about who you are or what you can do, it's time to let them go. You are not your past. You are not the mistakes you've made, the failures you've experienced, or the limits you once thought you had. You are a growing, evolving individual, capable of accomplishing more than you ever thought possible. The moment you let go of the past is the moment you set yourself free. It's the moment you allow yourself to truly step into the person you were always meant to be. But here's the truth: breaking through your limits isn't easy. It's going to take work. It's going to take grit. It's going to take determination. You will have to fight the voice in your head that tells you to quit, that tells you you're not good enough, that tells you to stay where it's safe. That voice will always be there, but it's up to you whether you listen to it or not. The people who achieve extraordinary things are the ones who refuse to let that voice control them. They've learned to push through the discomfort, to embrace the struggle, and to keep moving forward even when it seems impossible. One of the most powerful tools you can use to break through your limits is to develop a daily practice of self-discipline. Discipline is the key that unlocks the door to your potential. It's what allows you to show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's what helps you stay focused when distractions are everywhere, and it's what keeps you moving forward when the road gets tough. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only talk about them. It's what turns ambition into action and action into results. To break through your limits, you have to be willing to do the work, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results don't come immediately. Because the results will come. Success is not an overnight thing. It's the product of consistent effort, of small steps taken day after day, of building momentum and strength over time. The moment you start to trust the process, the moment you stop doubting yourself and believing that the work is worth it, is the moment you start to see the results you've been waiting for. You have to remember that the only real limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. So start looking at every challenge, every obstacle, every difficult situation as an opportunity to grow. Every time something goes wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this setback into a comeback? And when you do that, you start breaking through your limits, one moment at a time. Every small victory will build upon the last, and soon you'll find that you've shattered the walls that once held you back. But the real power lies in your ability to never stop moving forward. No matter what happens, no matter how hard things get, you keep going. That's what makes you unstoppable. That's what sets you apart from everyone else. When you commit to breaking through your limits, when you commit to taking consistent action, you become a force of nature. Nothing can hold you back. You've unlocked a version of yourself that is powerful, resilient, and unstoppable. And with that power, there's no limit to what you can achieve. So today is the day. Right now is the moment to step up, to break free from the chains of your self-imposed limits, and to become the person you've always known you could be. The path won't always be easy, but every step forward is a step closer to the life you've been dreaming of. And once you break through those limits, nothing will ever be the same again. You'll look back and realize that the only thing standing between you and your dreams was your own mindset, and now that it's changed, the world is yours to conquer. Chapter 4. Overcome fear and build the life you deserve. Fear is a silent killer, lurking in the corners of your mind, holding you back from everything you've ever wanted. It convinces you that you're not good enough, that you'll never make it, and that failure is just around the corner. But here's the truth. Fear isn't real. It's a feeling, an emotion that we create in our own minds, and it has no power over us unless we allow it to. The only thing standing between you and the life you truly deserve is the fear that you've given far too much power to. The life you dream of isn't somewhere in the distance. It's right in front of you, waiting for you to step into it, to overcome the fear that's been keeping you stuck, and to take the actions that will change everything. You have everything you need to succeed already inside of you, but first, you must confront and conquer the one thing that's been holding you back all along. Fear keeps you in your comfort zone. It whispers lies to you, convincing you that the familiar is safer than the unknown. But comfort is a trap. It's a place where nothing ever changes and nothing ever grows. It's where dreams go to die, because the fear of stepping into something new is stronger than the desire to see what's on the other side. But that's not the life you were meant to live. You were meant to break free from the chains of fear, to live boldly, and to pursue your goals with relentless determination. The truth is, the life you want is on the other side of your fears. Every time you take a step forward, every time you face the fear and push through it, you move closer to the life you deserve. The first step in overcoming fear is understanding that it's completely natural. We all experience fear, and it's not something that's going to magically disappear. But here's the secret: fear is not your enemy, it's your ally. Fear is a signal. It's a sign that you're about to do something new, something that challenges you, something that will make you grow. Instead of running from it, you need to lean into it. You need to embrace it, recognize it for what it is, and use it as fuel to propel you forward. Every time you feel fear, you're on the edge of something amazing. When you choose to take that first step, when you choose to act in the face of fear, something incredible happens. You begin to realize that fear is not as powerful as it seems. You start to see that the things you once feared were never as dangerous as your mind made them out to be. The more you face your fears, the smaller they become, and eventually, fear becomes just another part of the process. It's no longer something that paralyzes you. It becomes a reminder that you're moving in the right direction. Think about all the people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things. Do you think they got there by avoiding fear? Do you think they stayed safe, stayed in their comfort zones, and waited for the perfect moment to act? Of course not. They embraced fear, they felt it, acknowledged it, and then moved forward anyway. They didn't let fear control them. Instead, they used it as a motivator, as a reminder that they were doing something worth doing, something that mattered. And that's exactly what you need to do as well. You've heard the phrase, feel the fear and do it anyway, and it's a phrase for a reason. It's not about waiting for fear to go away. It's about taking action in spite of it. It's about knowing that fear is just a signal that you're on the right path, and that every time you push through it, you're getting closer to the life you've always dreamed of. This is how you start building the life you deserve. You take action, even when you're scared. You move forward, even when the path seems uncertain. You do the work, even when your mind tells you to stop. And let's be clear, fear doesn't only show up when you're about to take massive leaps. Fear shows up in the everyday moments, in the small decisions. It shows up when you decide to make a change, when you decide to speak up, when you decide to challenge the status quo. Fear shows up every time you choose to grow, and if you can learn to manage it, if you can learn to push through it, you will find yourself achieving things you never thought possible. The key isn't in eliminating fear, it's in learning to take action despite it. To build the life you deserve, you must stop waiting for the perfect moment to act. There will never be a time when all your fears vanish. There will never be a time when everything feels right. That's a myth. The perfect moment is the one you create by taking consistent action, even when things don't feel perfect. The perfect moment is when you decide that you've had enough of letting fear control you, and you choose to step into your power, no matter how uncomfortable it feels. And the more you do this, the easier it gets. But here's another powerful truth. Fear doesn't just vanish when you face it once. It's not something that will go away forever. Fear is a recurring visitor, and every new level of success, every new opportunity, will bring with it a new fear to face. And that's okay. In fact, it's a good thing. It means you're growing. It means you're leveling up. But the key is understanding that fear will never stop showing up. What you can control is how you respond to it. You can either allow it to hold you back, or you can use it as motivation to move forward. Every time you choose to act, to face your fear head-on, you get stronger, you get more resilient, and you get closer to living the life you were meant to live. Building the life you deserve is not about avoiding fear, it's about using fear as a stepping stone. It's about stepping into your power and deciding that nothing, not even fear, is going to stand in the way of your dreams. You've got what it takes to overcome anything that's holding you back, and the more you face fear, the more you realize that the only thing stopping you is the fear you've been carrying with you. Let go of that fear. Step into the life you deserve. Take action, even when it scares you. And watch how your life begins to transform in ways you never thought possible. Chapter 5. Take massive action and watch your life transform. Most people never achieve their dreams, and it's not because they're not capable, it's because they hesitate. They wait. They overthink. They let fear, doubt, and uncertainty control their every move. They get stuck in the planning phase, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, or the perfect time to start. But here's the truth that will change everything for you. The perfect time will never come. It doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is the one you decide to take action. That's it. The moment you choose to move, even when you're unsure, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when everything inside you says to wait, that's when the magic happens. If you want to transform your life, there's one simple thing you must do. Take massive action, not small steps. Not waiting until everything feels right. Not hoping for a breakthrough to come to you. You must go after your dreams with everything you've got, every single day, without hesitation. It's in the action that the transformation begins. It's in the doing, not the thinking. If you wait for the perfect plan, the perfect strategy, or the perfect circumstances, you'll wait forever. Action is the key that unlocks everything you want in life. It's easy to talk about dreams, to say you want more, to say you want to change. But words are just words. Action is what proves you're serious. When you take massive action, you show the universe, the world, and yourself that you're committed to your own success. You're not waiting for someone to hand it to you, and you're not hoping for things to just fall into place. You're creating the life you want by doing something every single day to move toward it. Massive action is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the people who wish for a better life from the ones who create it. The hardest part of action is taking that first step. You know what I'm talking about. You've probably had that feeling where you know you need to do something, but something inside you keeps holding you back. You overthink. You second guess. You tell yourself that you'll do it tomorrow, or next week, or when things are better. But here's the thing, waiting only keeps you stuck. Every day that you don't take action is another day you're missing an opportunity. The longer you wait, the further away your dreams get. So how do you take massive action? It starts with deciding. Right now, you make the decision to act, no matter what. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions. You stop waiting until you have all the answers. The best time to take action is right now, with what you have, where you are. No more excuses, no more reasons to delay. You just do it. You take that first step, even if it's imperfect. Even if you don't know exactly where you're going, you trust that the action will lead you where you need to go. But here's the thing, action is not just about doing things, it's about doing the right things, consistently, with intensity. Massive action is about going all in. It's about giving everything you've got to the pursuit of your goals. It's about putting in the effort, day after day, even when things get hard, even when you want to give up. When you go all in, you're not just trying, you're committing. And when you commit, you become unstoppable. People often get overwhelmed because they think massive action means they have to do everything all at once. But that's not true. It's about making consistent progress, even if it's just one small step each day. It's about focusing on what you can do right now, in this moment, and giving it your all. The power of massive action is not in doing everything at once, but in the sheer consistency of doing something every single day. Imagine for a moment that you commit to taking massive action every day for just 30 days. What would happen? Would your life stay the same, or would things start shifting? When you show up every day, even when you don't feel like it, you begin to see results. And those results will fuel your motivation to keep going. It's a cycle that feeds itself. Action leads to results. Results lead to more action, and more action leads to even bigger results. That's the power of momentum. Here's a secret that successful people know. Massive action is not always about doing something huge every time. It's about doing something, no matter how small, consistently. It's about making progress, even when the task seems impossible. The key is staying focused on the end result and not getting discouraged by the obstacles in your way. You have to be willing to push through the hard times, the moments when things don't seem to be going your way, and keep moving forward. Don't make the mistake of thinking that action always has to look like a big leap. Sometimes, action is just a small step that you take today, even if it's only one small thing that gets you closer to your goal. But if you commit to taking one small step every single day, you'll be amazed at how far you can go. Massive action doesn't always look like a giant move. It's about building momentum through consistent, determined effort. Taking massive action doesn't mean there won't be obstacles. It doesn't mean that everything will be easy, or that you won't face challenges along the way. In fact, you will face setbacks. You will stumble. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is their ability to keep going. When you're taking massive action, you don't let failure stop you. You learn from it, adjust, and keep moving forward. Every obstacle is just another lesson that will help you grow. Every failure is a step closer to success. What you need to understand is that nothing happens in life without action. Nothing changes if you don't move. If you want your life to transform, if you want to see real lasting change, you have to stop talking about it and start doing something about it. The world rewards action. The universe responds to those who are willing to put in the effort, even when things aren't easy. And when you commit to taking massive action, you will watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible. So stop waiting, stop doubting, stop making excuses. The time is now. Take that first step, take that next step, and keep moving forward. No matter what. When you take massive action, you are claiming the life you deserve, and you're about to witness the transformation of your dreams into reality. Chapter 6. Eliminate excuses and create your dream reality. Excuses are the silent killers of your potential. They wrap themselves around you like a comfortable blanket, keeping you safe from the discomfort of growth. They're so easy to make. They sound so convincing, and they feel so right in the moment. But let me tell you something. You are not the sum of your excuses. You are not defined by the reasons you tell yourself for why you can't or shouldn't or won't do something. Every time you allow an excuse to control your actions, you are letting your dream life slip further away. But the moment you choose to eliminate those excuses, you step into the life you were meant to live. That is the turning point. The point where everything begins to change. You've been telling yourself these stories for so long that they've become your truth. I don't have time. I'm not good enough. I'll do it later. But what if I told you that these stories are nothing more than a trap that keeps you small, keeps you stuck, and keeps you from experiencing what's waiting for you? The moment you stop giving excuses power over your life, you take back control. When you eliminate excuses, you create space for possibility, for opportunity, and for real change. And let me tell you, the power to create your dream reality is already within you. The only thing standing in your way is the excuses you keep making. Every time you make an excuse, you make a choice. You choose to stay exactly where you are. You choose to not take the necessary steps toward your goals. You choose comfort over growth. But comfort will never lead to greatness. Comfort will never lead you to the life you dream of. Success doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you decide to push past your excuses, to step into the unknown, and to take action that will create the life you deserve. The world is full of people who have big dreams and big ideas, but the ones who actually achieve them are the ones who stopped making excuses. They decided that enough was enough. They decided that they would no longer be controlled by fear, by doubt, or by the excuses they had been using as crutches. Think about it. How many times have you caught yourself saying, "I'll do it tomorrow"? How many times have you convinced yourself that it's too late, that you missed your chance, that the timing isn't right? Let me break it to you. There's no such thing as the perfect time. There's only now. There's only this moment. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you will be waiting forever. Excuses always sound reasonable until you realize they're the very thing that's holding you back. They're the chains that keep you from stepping into the life you were born to live. They make you feel comfortable, like you're not at fault, like you have a legitimate reason for not going after your dreams. But at the end of the day, excuses are nothing more than self-sabotage disguised as reasoning. When you decide to eliminate excuses, you make a conscious choice to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. You make the choice to move forward despite fear. You make the choice to take action, even when it feels hard, even when your mind is telling you that it's easier to stay in bed, to procrastinate, or to put things off until tomorrow. But let me tell you this. The moment you push through the resistance, the moment you stop listening to your excuses, is the moment your life begins to change. Excuses can be sneaky. They don't always come in the form of "I'm not good enough" or "I'm too tired." Sometimes they disguise themselves as rational, well thought out reasons why you can't take action. "I don't have the money. I don't have the experience. I'm not ready yet." These excuses can sound valid, but they're still holding you back. The truth is, if you want something badly enough, you'll find a way. If your dream matters to you, you'll figure out how to make it happen. When you stop making excuses, you tap into a whole new level of creativity, resourcefulness, and determination. Suddenly, the obstacles don't seem so big anymore. You start finding ways to work around them. You start seeing opportunities that you couldn't see before. Excuses are like blinders that prevent you from seeing the opportunities right in front of you. The most successful people in the world didn't get where they are by making excuses. They got there by showing up every day, no matter what. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They created it. They didn't wait for the perfect opportunity. They made one. The difference between success and failure is not talent, it's not luck, and it's not circumstances. The difference is in your willingness to show up and do the work, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, even when the excuses are whispering in your ear telling you to quit. So how do you eliminate excuses and create your dream reality? It starts with awareness. You need to recognize when you're making excuses. The moment you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," or "it's too hard," or "I'll do it later," acknowledge it. Recognize that these thoughts are not truth. They are just excuses, and they don't define who you are or what you can achieve. Then ask yourself, what action can I take right now, in this moment, to move toward my dream? It doesn't have to be a huge step, but it has to be a step. The smallest action is better than inaction. Next, you need to replace your excuses with empowering beliefs. Instead of thinking, "I can't," start thinking, "How can I?" Instead of "I'm not ready," start thinking, "I'm getting ready." Instead of "it's too late," start thinking, "it's never too late." When you change the way you talk to yourself, you change the way you show up in the world. Your internal dialogue creates your reality. If you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough or not capable, that's exactly what you'll become. But if you start telling yourself that you are worthy, that you are capable, that you are deserving of your dream life, you will start acting in ways that align with those beliefs. Finally, remember that eliminating excuses is a daily practice. You won't stop making excuses overnight. But each time you catch yourself making one and choose to take action anyway, you build momentum. You begin to reprogram your mind, and soon excuses will have no power over you. The more you eliminate excuses, the more you create your dream reality. And before you know it, the life you once thought was out of reach will be right in front of you. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the excuses you've been making. Stop making them and start making your dreams a reality. The time is now. Chapter 7. Stop doubting yourself and start creating success now. You are standing at the edge of your potential, looking out at a future filled with endless opportunities, but something is holding you back. It's the voice inside your head, the one that constantly whispers, "You're not good enough," or "What if it doesn't work?" That voice is doubt, and as long as you let it control you, you'll stay stuck, paralyzed in fear, and unable to take the actions necessary to create the success you deserve. But what if I told you that the only thing keeping you from the success you desire is your own doubt? What if, right now, you had the power to silence that voice and take bold, decisive action toward your dreams? You do. It's time to stop doubting yourself and start believing in your ability to create success. I know, it sounds simple, but the truth is that most people spend their entire lives second-guessing themselves. They doubt their worth, they doubt their skills, they doubt their dreams, and as a result, they never take the first step toward achieving anything extraordinary. What if you decided, right now, that you would no longer be ruled by doubt? What if you decided that today was the day you would stop thinking small, stop hesitating, and start moving toward the life you've always wanted? Every successful person you admire, whether it's an entrepreneur, a leader, an artist, or an athlete, has faced self-doubt. They've all had moments where they questioned their abilities, their decisions, and their potential. But here's the key: they didn't let that doubt stop them. Instead of giving in to it, they used it as fuel to push harder, work smarter, and stay focused on their goals. Success isn't about having all the answers. It's about showing up even when you don't have it all figured out. It's about taking action despite the fear and doubt, because you trust in your own ability to figure it out as you go. When you doubt yourself, you're essentially telling the universe that you're not ready for what it has to offer. You're sending out the signal that you're unsure about your dreams, and in return the universe will hold back the very things you desire. But when you choose to trust yourself, when you choose to believe in your potential, you align yourself with everything that's waiting for you. You begin to take steps toward your goals with confidence, knowing that even if you stumble, you have the strength to get back up and keep moving forward. The only thing standing between you and success is the belief that you can achieve it. Doubt often stems from a fear of failure. We're conditioned to believe that failure is something to be avoided at all costs. But what if I told you that failure isn't the enemy? Failure is simply feedback. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to adjust your approach. Every successful person has failed multiple times, but the key is that they didn't let failure define them. They didn't let it stop them from pursuing their goals. Instead, they used failure as a stepping stone to greater success. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out before you start. You just need to start. The truth is, you're capable of far more than you give yourself credit for. You have unique talents, skills, and experiences that make you the perfect person to create the life you want. But as long as you're caught in the cycle of self-doubt, you won't be able to access your full potential. Doubt clouds your vision, and it limits your ability to see the opportunities around you. It keeps you in a state of inaction, where you overthink every decision and talk yourself out of every opportunity. But when you let go of that doubt, when you choose to believe in yourself, everything changes. Suddenly you're making decisions with confidence, you're taking risks that pay off. You're creating the kind of success that you once thought was out of reach. The key to overcoming doubt is to start small. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you're thinking about the big picture, when you're looking at your dreams from a distance and wondering how you'll ever make them a reality. But the truth is, success doesn't happen all at once. It's built one step at a time. Start by taking small actions toward your goals every single day. Those small steps will add up over time, and soon enough, you'll be looking back at how far you've come and wondering why you ever doubted yourself in the first place. Another powerful way to overcome self-doubt is by surrounding yourself with positive influences. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounding yourself with people who are constantly doubting themselves, who are negative or pessimistic, that doubt will rub off on you. But when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who push you to be your best, you begin to believe in yourself too. The people you surround yourself with will either lift you up or hold you back. Choose wisely. When you stop doubting yourself, you also stop making excuses. Doubt and excuses go hand in hand. Every time you doubt yourself, you come up with reasons why you can't take action. You come up with reasons why it's too difficult, too risky, or too much work. But the truth is, you don't need to have all the answers before you start. You don't need to know exactly how everything will unfold. What you need is the courage to start and the faith that you'll figure it out as you go. I want you to think about where you are right now in your life. What dreams have you been putting off because you're afraid of failing? What goals have you been avoiding because you doubt your ability to achieve them? Today is the day to change that. Today is the day to let go of your doubt and step into the version of yourself that is capable, powerful, and unstoppable. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. The time to start creating your success is right now. Stop doubting yourself and start creating success now. Your future is waiting for you, but you can't reach it if you're stuck in the past, stuck in fear and stuck in doubt. It's time to make the decision to take action. It's time to trust yourself. It's time to start believing in your ability to make your dreams a reality. And once you do, you'll be amazed at how quickly everything begins to fall into place. Success is not reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone who is willing to take the first step and trust in their own potential. And that someone is you. Chapter 8. Break free from the past and claim your future. You are not your past, yet so many of us live as if we are shackled to our mistakes, failures, and regrets. Convinced that what has happened to us defines who we are. But listen to this. The past doesn't have to be your blueprint for the future. You have the power to break free from it, to shed the weight of old wounds and limiting beliefs, and to claim the future that is waiting for you. The future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create. And it starts with deciding that today is the day you stop being a prisoner of your past. Imagine waking up tomorrow, free from all the baggage you've been carrying around. No more holding on to regrets or painful memories that make you feel small or unworthy. No more looking back at your mistakes and allowing them to dictate your self-worth. Today is the day you begin the process of freeing yourself from the chains of your past and stepping boldly into your future. Here's the truth. We all have a past. Every single one of us has experienced something that could have held us back, something that could have been a reason to give up, to stop trying, or to settle for less than we deserve. But if you allow your past to control your future, you're allowing something that no longer exists to have power over you. The past is nothing but a memory. It's already gone. What matters now is what you do with the present moment and how you choose to move forward. The first step to breaking free from the past is accepting that it doesn't define you. Your past does not have the power to limit your future unless you give it that power. The mistakes you made, the failures you endured, the pain you felt, they are all part of your journey, but they do not determine your worth or your potential. Your worth is not defined by your past, it is defined by the actions you take today. The sooner you stop seeing yourself through the lens of your past, the sooner you'll realize that you have the ability to create a future that is limitless. Letting go of the past requires a mindset shift. It requires you to stop identifying with the stories you've told yourself for so long. The story of how you weren't good enough, or how things never worked out for you, or how life has always been hard. Those stories keep you trapped in a cycle of regret and disappointment. But you have the power to change the narrative. You can rewrite your story, and the first step to doing that is realizing that you don't have to carry the weight of your past with you any longer. The hardest part of breaking free from the past is often forgiving yourself. You can forgive others for what they've done to you, but forgiving yourself can be the toughest challenge of all. You have to let go of the guilt, the shame, and the self-blame that you've been holding on to for far too long. But understand this, forgiveness isn't about excusing what happened or pretending it didn't matter. It's about releasing the power that those past experiences have over your life. It's about giving yourself the freedom to move forward without the burden of regret. Here's the thing, forgiveness isn't a one-time event, it's a process. It's something that you must actively choose to do every day. It's a decision to stop letting the past control your emotions, your actions, and your mindset. The more you choose to forgive, the easier it becomes to let go and create space for new possibilities. You can't claim your future if you're still holding on to the past. The future is full of new opportunities, but you can only step into them when you've released what no longer serves you. When you break free from the past, you begin to see life through a different lens. You stop living in fear of what could go wrong, because you realize that the past doesn't have to repeat itself. You stop making excuses for why things aren't working out, because you know that your future is in your hands, and you're no longer waiting for permission to succeed. The moment you let go of the past, you become unstoppable. Now, this doesn't mean you won't face challenges in the future. It doesn't mean everything will be easy, or that you won't encounter obstacles. But it does mean that you will approach those challenges with a sense of freedom and empowerment. When you stop dragging the weight of your past with you, you give yourself the opportunity to rise above your circumstances and to take bold, confident action toward your dreams. You start living with purpose, knowing that you have the power to shape your future. Claiming your future means taking responsibility for your life right now. It means deciding that no matter what has happened before, you are in control of the next chapter. You are not defined by what you've gone through, you are defined by how you choose to show up today. The power to change your life is in your hands, and it begins with the decision to let go of the past and move forward with courage. Start by letting go of the stories that no longer serve you. Stop telling yourself that you're not good enough, or that you can't succeed because of your past. Rewrite the story you tell yourself and make it one of empowerment, strength, and resilience. Start telling yourself that you are capable of greatness, that you are worthy of success, that your past does not define your future. The next step is to create a vision for your future that excites you. Imagine a life where you are living your dreams, where you are free from the limitations you once believed were true. Picture yourself taking bold steps every day, moving toward the life you've always wanted. Your future is waiting for you, but you have to claim it. Make no mistake, breaking free from the past is not an easy task. It takes courage, it takes determination, and it takes a willingness to do the inner work necessary to let go of old patterns and beliefs. But the reward is worth it. When you break free from the past, you create space for the future you truly deserve. A future full of possibilities, a future where you are the creator of your own destiny. The time to break free is now. Today is the day you stop living in the shadows of your past and step boldly into the life that's waiting for you. Claim your future with confidence, knowing that you have the power to create the life you've always dreamed of. The future is yours for the taking. Now go and claim it. Chapter 9. Embrace challenges and grow into your best self. It's easy to look at challenges and see them as obstacles, something standing in the way of your success, your happiness, your dreams. But what if I told you that those very challenges, the ones that seem like insurmountable walls, are actually your greatest opportunities for growth? What if the struggle you're going through right now is the very thing that will shape you into the best version of yourself? The truth is, the most powerful transformations happen not when life is easy, but when life gets tough. You are not defined by the challenges you face, but by how you respond to them. And every time you choose to face a challenge head-on, you move one step closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. You see, growth doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone. It doesn't come from avoiding the difficult moments. Growth comes when you push yourself to face those moments, when you stare adversity in the face and say, "I am stronger than this." When you embrace challenges, you open yourself up to new possibilities, new strengths, and new levels of greatness. You stop being defined by what's easy, and instead you become defined by how you rise when things get hard. Let's be real for a second. Life isn't always going to be smooth sailing. There will be moments that feel like the universe is testing your limits, pushing you to your breaking point. But it's in those moments, when you feel like giving up, when you're tempted to walk away, that your true character is forged. You are not your easy days, you are your hard days. The struggles you've faced, the ones that challenged you in ways you never thought possible, are what have shaped you into the person you are today. And it's those same struggles that will shape you into the person you will become tomorrow. The hardest thing to remember in the middle of a challenge is that it's temporary. We often think that when we're in the midst of hardship, it's going to last forever. But challenges are just like storms. They might seem relentless in the moment, but eventually they pass. And when they do, you're left standing stronger, more resilient, and more equipped to handle whatever comes next. When you're in the storm, you might not see it, but the strength you're building in the process is unmatched. Embracing challenges means seeing them as opportunities for growth. It means realizing that each setback, each failure, is not a reflection of your worth, but a lesson in what needs to be learned. Every time you encounter a challenge, you have the chance to learn something new about yourself, about your limits, and about your ability to push past them. You are constantly evolving, and each challenge is a stepping stone toward becoming your best self. The discomfort you feel now is not forever. It's a sign that you are stretching, growing, becoming the person who can handle bigger things and achieve greater success. And let's not forget, challenges often bring out the best in us. When things are easy, we can coast along without tapping into our true potential. But when life gets hard, we're forced to dig deep and find strength we didn't even know we had. That's when we discover just how resilient we are, just how capable we are of overcoming obstacles. The person you are becoming is stronger, smarter, and more powerful than the person you were before the challenge. Every obstacle you face is preparing you for a greater version of yourself. It's important to remember that the path to success is not linear. It's not a straight line from where you are now to where you want to be. The path to success is full of twists, turns, and detours. Sometimes you'll feel like you're moving backward before you can move forward, but that's okay. Embrace the detours, embrace the setbacks, because those moments are what will shape you into the person who can handle success when it comes. Success is not just about the end result, it's about who you become in the process. The truth is, growth doesn't happen when everything goes according to plan. It happens when things don't go as expected, and you have to figure out how to adapt. It happens when you face unexpected challenges, and you choose to rise instead of retreat. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible, and when you refuse to give up, no matter how hard it gets. So, how do you embrace challenges and grow into your best self? It starts with shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as something to avoid, start seeing them as opportunities to level up. When you encounter a challenge, instead of thinking, "Why me?" think, "What can I learn from this?" Every obstacle has a lesson, and when you start seeing challenges as valuable teachers, you'll start to look forward to them instead of dreading them. The key to overcoming any challenge is persistence. The person who succeeds is not the one who never faces difficulties. It's the one who refuses to give up when things get tough. Challenges will test you, yes, they will push you to your limits. But if you keep going, if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, you will come out the other side stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge. The moment you embrace challenges, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of your circumstances. Instead, you see yourself as a creator of your own destiny. You stop letting fear control you and start letting courage lead the way. You are the hero of your own story, and every challenge is just another chapter in the journey of becoming the best version of yourself. When you learn to embrace challenges, you become unstoppable. You become someone who isn't afraid to take risks, to face the unknown, to step into discomfort. Because you know that on the other side of that discomfort is growth, and on the other side of that growth is your best self. So the next time life throws a challenge your way, don't shy away from it. Don't try to avoid it or hope it goes away. Step into it with confidence, knowing that this challenge is exactly what you need to become the person you were always meant to be. Embrace the struggle and let it transform you. The best version of yourself is waiting for you on the other side. Chapter 10. Build discipline and achieve greatness every single day. Success isn't a random stroke of luck or something that happens once in a while. It's a habit. It's the result of daily decisions, daily actions, and daily discipline. Imagine if you could wake up every single day knowing that no matter what happens, you are going to give it your all. What if you could create a routine so powerful, so ingrained in your mind, that greatness became inevitable? That's what discipline does. It gives you the tools you need to craft a life that leads to achievement, growth, and success. Discipline isn't just about being hard on yourself. It's about being committed to your future, to your dreams, and to your purpose. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, regardless of how you feel. It's easy to get distracted by the chaos of life, to let the noise of the world take away your focus. We all have dreams and ambitions, but without discipline, those dreams will remain exactly that, dreams. The difference between those who make their dreams a reality and those who don't is simple. It's discipline. It's the ability to wake up and get to work, even when you don't feel like it, even when the road is tough, and even when you face setbacks. Those who succeed don't have any magic formula. They simply have the discipline to stay focused, to keep going when others quit, and to make progress each day, no matter how small it seems. But here's the thing about discipline. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build, one step at a time. And the best part, you don't need to be perfect at it. Discipline isn't about never slipping up. It's about getting back on track when you do. Every time you make the conscious choice to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, you build a muscle of discipline. You strengthen your ability to make the right decisions. You reinforce the belief that you are in control of your actions and that your future is something you create through your habits. Building discipline isn't easy. It's not about simply setting goals and hoping for the best. It's about understanding that success is a daily practice. It's about waking up each day and deciding that you are going to do what it takes to get closer to your goal. Whether that's waking up earlier, staying late to finish a project, pushing through the uncomfortable moments, or sticking to your commitments when everything else in your life is pulling you in different directions, discipline is what makes all of that possible. It's the small, consistent choices you make every day that ultimately determine your level of success. Think about the people you admire the most, the ones who've achieved great things. It's easy to look at their success and assume it came effortlessly or through a single moment of brilliance. But the truth is, they achieved greatness because they made discipline their way of life. They didn't wait for motivation to strike. They created their own motivation by staying disciplined. They knew that in order to achieve greatness, they had to show up every single day and do the work, even when it was hard. And that's exactly what you need to do too. You need to cultivate the mindset that discipline is the foundation of your success. Every day you show up, you are laying one more brick in the structure of your future. Building discipline is about developing a routine, a structure that supports your goals. It's about finding the actions that move you forward and committing to them. It's about creating systems in your life that make success inevitable. If you wake up every day with the intention to move towards your goals, if you develop habits that push you closer to the person you want to become, you will be amazed at how much you can accomplish. Discipline isn't a punishment, it's a tool that empowers you to take control of your life and your future. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of goals and dreams, but the real work is in the day-to-day grind. It's in the times when nobody is watching, when you don't feel like doing the work, and when distractions are calling your name. Discipline is what keeps you going when the excitement fades and when the motivation seems to disappear. It's the force that keeps you on track, that drives you to keep going when it would be easier to give up. And the more you practice discipline, the more automatic it becomes. You don't have to think twice about it. It becomes second nature. It becomes who you are. Success isn't achieved by making one big leap. It's built through a series of small disciplined actions day in and day out. You are one disciplined action away from a breakthrough, one step away from the success you've been dreaming about. Every time you commit to your goals, every time you choose to be disciplined, you are one step closer to your ultimate vision. And the more consistent you are with that discipline, the closer you get to achieving the greatness you've always wanted. But you have to start now, right now. You can't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. The right time is now. Start today, right where you are with whatever you have. You don't need all the answers or the perfect plan. All you need is the discipline to take the first step, to commit to the process, and to trust that by showing up every single day, you will get closer to your goals. Greatness doesn't happen overnight, and it's not achieved through big, flashy moves. It's achieved through daily habits, through the quiet moments when no one is watching, through the discipline to do the work even when it feels like it's not paying off. The real measure of success is how you show up every single day, how committed you are to the process, and how much you believe in your ability to achieve your goals. So if you want to build discipline and achieve greatness every single day, stop waiting for motivation to come to you. Instead, create a daily routine that supports your dreams, make the hard decisions when they matter the most, and commit to your goals with everything you've got. Discipline isn't just about saying no to distractions, it's about saying yes to your future, yes to your dreams, and yes to the person you're becoming. Every day is a chance to build the life you want, and it all starts with the small, consistent actions you take. Every day you have the power to choose discipline over distractions, and every time you make that choice, you're one step closer to achieving greatness. Chapter 11. Harness your power and manifest your deepest desires. The world around you is full of potential, waiting for you to step up and claim it. Everything you've ever wanted, every dream you've ever had, is already within your reach, ready to be pulled into your reality. You might not believe it right now, but deep inside you, there's a power so strong, so limitless, that it can transform your life in an instant. It's not about luck, it's not about chance, it's about you tapping into the energy of the universe, aligning your intentions with your actions, and using your own mind to manifest your deepest desires. Imagine if you could harness that power and create the life you've always dreamed of. You have the ability to do just that, but it requires a shift in your mindset and the courage to believe that you are worthy of everything you desire. We often think of manifestation as some mystical or faraway concept, something only a few special people can access. But the truth is, manifestation is a natural law of the universe. It's happening all around you, all the time, whether you realize it or not. Everything you've experienced in your life, every single moment, has been a result of the energy you've put out into the world, whether intentionally or unconsciously. The key is learning how to consciously harness that power so you can create the life you want. It's not enough to simply wish for things to happen. You have to believe that they are already yours, and then take aligned action to make them real. Manifestation starts with the thoughts you think. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. Every thought you have sends out vibrations into the world that attract experiences, people, and opportunities that match those vibrations. When you focus on negative thoughts, doubts, and fears, you attract more of the same. But when you choose to focus on your dreams, your goals, and your vision for the future, you begin to align yourself with the energy of those things. You start to send out a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive the blessings you've been asking for. But here's the secret: manifestation isn't just about thinking positively or wishing for something to happen. It's about fully embodying the energy of what you desire, as if it has already happened. You can't just dream about success. You have to act as if you're already living that success. You have to think, feel, and behave in alignment with the person you want to become. If you want to attract abundance, start acting like someone who is already abundant. If you want to manifest love, start behaving as if you already have the love you seek. This doesn't mean pretending or faking it. It means stepping into the energy of your desires and allowing that energy to guide you. Your actions, thoughts, and emotions must all be aligned with the life you want to create. When you do this, the universe has no choice but to deliver exactly what you've been asking for. But there's one critical piece to manifestation that many people overlook: patience. Manifestation is not an instant process. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't always come in the form you expect. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes it takes time for the things you desire to materialize. That's why trust is so important. You have to trust that the universe is always working on your behalf, even when you can't see the results immediately. Trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your desires. Trust that your dreams are already on their way to you, and that everything you need is already being lined up for you. The moment you let go of control and trust in the process is the moment you'll start to see things shift. Manifestation is not just about asking for what you want. It's about being in full alignment with what you want. When your actions, thoughts, and energy are all vibrating at the frequency of your desires, you begin to attract what you've been seeking. You'll start to notice synchronicities, opportunities, and people showing up in your life that were once out of reach. Things will begin to fall into place in ways that you couldn't have predicted. And this is when the magic happens. This is when you see the fruits of your labor and realize that everything you've been working toward has been unfolding perfectly. You are a co-creator with the universe, and when you tap into that power, there's nothing that can stop you. The biggest block that most people face when it comes to manifestation is doubt. Doubt will create resistance, and resistance will slow down the manifestation process. If you are constantly questioning whether your dreams will come true or wondering if you're doing something wrong, you are putting out energy that contradicts what you want. To manifest your desires, you have to let go of the doubt and fully embrace faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith in the universe's ability to deliver. When you do this, you are sending out a clear message that you are ready to receive your desires. The truth is, you already have the power to manifest your deepest desires. The question is, are you ready to harness that power? Are you ready to believe in yourself and in the power of the universe. Are you ready to align your thoughts, actions, and energy with the life you've always dreamed of? The moment you make that decision, everything will start to shift. You'll begin to see opportunities, you'll start to feel inspired, and the things you desire will begin to materialize. The key is to stay aligned with your desires, trust in the process, and know that the universe has your back. When you fully embrace this power, there is nothing you cannot manifest. Harnessing your power and manifesting your deepest desires requires more than just dreaming. It's about taking responsibility for your life, believing that you are worthy of what you desire, and committing to the process of creating it. Your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are the keys to unlocking your potential and attracting the life you want. So take a moment to really feel the power within you. Know that you are capable of achieving anything you desire. The universe is waiting to deliver your dreams, but you have to believe in yourself first. And once you do, nothing will be able to stop you from manifesting the life you've always dreamed of. Chapter 12. Trust your instincts and conquer any obstacle ahead. Your instincts have been with you since the moment you were born. They are your internal compass, always guiding you toward what's best for you, even when you can't quite understand it in the moment. The problem is, too often, we second-guess ourselves. We ignore the little voice that tells us which way to go, and we let fear, doubt, or the opinions of others drown it out. But the truth is, your instincts are not random thoughts. They are the result of years of experience, intuition, and everything you've learned up until now. When you learn to trust them, you tap into a powerful force that can guide you through any challenge, any obstacle, and ultimately lead you to success. Every single person who has ever achieved greatness has relied on their instincts at some point. They've had to step into the unknown, to take risks without a guarantee of success, and to trust that their inner voice would not lead them astray. Think about the greatest moments in your own life, the times when you made decisions that changed everything for the better. Those were the times when you listened to that quiet, powerful whisper inside you, the one that said, "Go for it." In those moments, you acted with confidence, with certainty, and with belief in yourself. And that's what made all the difference. But let's face it, trusting your instincts is not always easy. In a world that's full of noise, distractions, and competing voices, it's hard to know who or what to listen to. The truth is, sometimes your instincts will lead you into uncharted waters. It's not always going to be clear-cut. There will be moments when your mind tries to talk you out of it, when logic tells you to play it safe. This is where trust becomes essential. The more you tune into your inner wisdom, and the more you act on it, the stronger it becomes. Over time, you'll develop a sense of knowing, a confidence that your instincts will always steer you in the right direction, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. There are going to be times when you face challenges, obstacles that seem insurmountable, but it's in these moments that your instincts can help you the most. You don't need all the answers right away. You don't need a perfect plan or a roadmap that shows you exactly how to succeed. What you need is the ability to trust yourself and take that first step, even when you're unsure of what's next. This is where true growth happens. It's when you face those obstacles head-on and rely on your instincts to help you navigate through them. Every challenge is an opportunity to build your trust in yourself, to strengthen that connection with your inner voice. Obstacles, no matter how big or small, are part of the journey. They are not something to fear or avoid. Instead, they are stepping stones, each one offering a lesson that can propel you toward your goals. And when you trust your instincts, you'll find that the obstacles you once saw as roadblocks become opportunities for growth. Your instincts will help you see them from a different perspective, one that empowers you to keep moving forward, even when things seem tough. You'll learn how to adapt, to pivot, and to keep going no matter what. It's easy to get caught up in the fear of failure. Everyone experiences it. It's natural to want to avoid mistakes, to play it safe, and to stay in your comfort zone. But the reality is, failure is not the end. It's part of the process, and your instincts are there to help you navigate through it. The more you trust yourself and your inner guidance, the less fear will control you. You'll begin to see failure as a stepping stone, a temporary setback that's leading you closer to where you want to be. And that shift in perspective is powerful. It frees you from the grip of fear and gives you the courage to keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles come your way. As you trust your instincts more and more, you'll find that obstacles become less intimidating. You'll start to see them for what they really are, opportunities to learn, grow, and become stronger. And the more you overcome, the more confident you'll become in your ability to handle anything that comes your way. You'll begin to see yourself as someone who is capable of conquering challenges, someone who has the strength and wisdom to navigate through life's difficulties. But it all starts with trust. Trusting your instincts means trusting yourself. It means having the confidence to take action, even when you're not sure of the outcome. It means letting go of the need for control and allowing yourself to flow with the process. The more you trust, the more you'll be able to conquer. The obstacles that once seemed impossible will no longer hold power over you. You'll look at them as opportunities to show just how strong you really are. The more you face challenges and conquer them, the more you'll realize just how much power you have within you. Your instincts are not some mystical force. They are a part of who you are. They are the result of your experiences, your intuition, and the lessons you've learned throughout your life. And when you trust them, you unlock a power within yourself that is limitless. You can achieve anything you set your mind to, no matter what obstacles stand in your way. It's all about trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your instincts, and trust in your ability to overcome anything that comes your way. So when life presents you with an obstacle, don't back down. Don't run away. Don't let fear stop you. Trust your instincts and know that you have everything you need to move forward. The universe is on your side, and you are capable of more than you realize. Trust yourself, and there is no challenge that can hold you back. Every obstacle is an opportunity, and when you trust your instincts, you'll conquer them all, one step at a time. Chapter 13. Conquer procrastination and start taking immediate action. If you're tired of feeling stuck, tired of waiting for the perfect moment that never comes, now is the time to make a decision that will change everything. Procrastination doesn't control you unless you allow it to. It's an invisible barrier that has no real power except the power you give it. The longer you wait, the longer you stay in a cycle that keeps you from moving forward, from achieving the greatness that's already inside you. But here's the thing, all of that ends right now. It's time to break free. It's time to take immediate action, and the moment you do, everything shifts. You stop being a passive observer in your own life and become the active creator of your future. No more waiting, no more holding back, no more excuses. Procrastination isn't just about putting off a task or delaying your goals. It's a mindset that holds you hostage, convincing you that there's always time to start later, that tomorrow will be the right time. But if you keep waiting for tomorrow, you'll never get anything done. The truth is, there's no perfect moment, there's only now. The only moment you can control is this one. And the best part is, once you take that first step, everything gets easier. But it all begins with action. It doesn't matter how small the action is, what matters is that you start. Action is the antidote to procrastination. When you take that first step, no matter how tiny, you begin to break the cycle of inaction. You start building momentum, and once you have that, there's no stopping you. Now you might be thinking, but I don't know where to start, or I don't feel ready. Here's the thing, waiting for the perfect moment, or for all the conditions to align perfectly, is just another form of procrastination. It's your mind convincing you that there's something out there that will make it easier, but that's a lie. The truth is, the perfect moment is when you decide to take action, right here and right now. You don't need to have everything figured out, you just need to take that first step. And once you take it, everything starts to shift. The fear, the doubt, the anxiety, they all begin to fade because you've stepped into motion. The simple act of doing something, no matter how small, creates the momentum you need to keep going. Think about it. How many times have you sat there, knowing you need to do something, but kept putting it off? How many times have you promised yourself that tomorrow would be the day, only for tomorrow to turn into the next day, and the next? The cycle continues until you wake up one day, realizing that time has passed, and you've accomplished nothing. That feeling is what procrastination does to you. It robs you of time, energy, and the opportunity to create the life you deserve. But the moment you take action, you take back control. That first step breaks the chain, and once you break it, you can never go back to where you were. Procrastination is built on fear, the fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of not having all the answers. But fear is just a feeling, and feelings are temporary. They only have power over you when you give them power. The way to overcome that fear is by taking action. Action dispels fear. When you take action, you push past the fear and prove to yourself that you are capable, that you can handle whatever comes your way. And every time you face that fear and take action, you build more confidence. You realize that it's not the fear that's holding you back, it's the inaction, the waiting. You don't have to be fearless to take action, you just have to act in spite of the fear. The more you do it, the less the fear will control you. Here's the reality, the longer you wait to act, the harder it becomes to start. But once you start, you'll find that the momentum you gain is more powerful than any excuse or fear that you once had. Every step you take, no matter how small, builds on the one before it. And before you know it, you've made more progress than you ever thought possible. The key is to stop overthinking, stop waiting for the perfect time, and just do it. The perfect time is right now. You see, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent, it's about showing up every day and making progress, no matter how slow it feels. The compound effect of small, consistent actions is what leads to massive success over time. So stop worrying about whether you're doing it perfectly. Stop waiting for everything to align. Just take action. Even if you don't know exactly what to do next, just start. And when you start, you'll figure it out as you go. You don't need all the answers up front, you just need to begin. It doesn't matter if it's a big project or a small task. Every action you take is a victory. It's a step toward becoming the person you know you're meant to be. The more action you take, the more you build your confidence. The more confidence you have, the more you're willing to take bigger risks, to push yourself further, to face even bigger obstacles and challenges. And that's when real growth happens. Action doesn't just get things done, it transforms you. It changes the way you see yourself. It shifts your identity from someone who procrastinates to someone who takes control and makes things happen. So stop making excuses, Stop waiting for the right time. There's no time like the present. Every moment you spend not acting is a moment you'll never get back. When you decide to take immediate action, you take back control of your life. You stop letting procrastination hold you back. You start creating the future you want, one step at a time. It's time to break free from the cycle of delay and hesitation. It's time to take action. Right now. Don't wait. Your future self will thank you. Chapter 14. Commit to growth and elevate your life immediately. The moment you decide to commit to growth, your life will start to transform in ways you never thought possible. Growth is not a passive act. It's an active, conscious decision you make every single day. The decision to step into a life of purpose, discipline, and continuous improvement is the catalyst that propels you forward. It's not just a matter of thinking about it or wishing for it. It's about choosing growth right now without hesitation. The minute you make that choice, you set yourself on a trajectory that can elevate every aspect of your life. You don't need to wait for a better time or a perfect set of circumstances. You don't need to wait for everything to align. All you need is the commitment to make today the first day of your transformation. Commitment is powerful because it removes doubt from the equation. When you truly commit to something, there's no more room for second guessing. You eliminate all the excuses, all the reasons not to take action, and you replace them with one single driving force: growth. It becomes your purpose. Every step you take after making that commitment pushes you closer to who you want to become. The commitment to growth doesn't mean you'll never face challenges or setbacks. In fact, you'll face them more often as you step outside your comfort zone. But what it means is that when those challenges come, you'll be ready to face them head-on, because you've already decided that growth is non-negotiable. You've already made the choice to rise, to evolve, and to push forward no matter what. Now, when we talk about growth, we're not talking about simple improvement. We're talking about complete elevation, elevating your mindset, your actions, your relationships, and the way you view the world. Growth is not about making small adjustments. It's about becoming someone you didn't even know you were capable of being. It's about unlocking parts of yourself that were dormant, waiting for you to discover them. When you commit to growth, you commit to the pursuit of excellence, and that pursuit will change everything. It's the belief that you can always get better, that there is always more potential to unlock, and that there is no limit to what you can achieve if you commit to consistently growing every single day. But here's the key: growth doesn't happen overnight. It's not an instant fix. It's a process, and it's a journey that requires discipline, patience, and persistence. Many people get discouraged because they want fast results. They want to see immediate change, but growth is a long-term game. You're planting seeds today that will eventually bear fruit in the future. And while the results may not be immediate, they will compound over time. It's the small, consistent actions you take every day that add up. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work, even when you can't see the finish line. This is where most people fall short. They give up too soon, not realizing that the breakthrough they're looking for is just around the corner. The commitment to growth is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not talent, luck, or circumstances. It's the decision to push forward no matter how hard it gets. It's knowing that every challenge you face is just another opportunity to grow, and each step forward is a victory. People often talk about wanting to achieve greatness, but greatness is the result of a commitment to growth. It's the decision to be better today than you were yesterday, to learn more, to challenge yourself more, and to elevate your mindset. And once you make that decision, there is no going back. You will never be the same person again, because the journey of growth is transformative. It changes who you are, how you think, and how you show up in the world. If you're truly committed to growth, you won't allow excuses to stand in your way. You won't let fear, doubt, or uncertainty keep you stuck. Instead, you'll embrace challenges as opportunities, knowing that every obstacle is a lesson in disguise. Growth doesn't happen in the easy moments. It happens when things get tough. It's the struggle, the failure, the setbacks that will teach you the most, if you're willing to learn from them. The key is to never quit, no matter how many times you fall. Every time you fall, get back up, stronger than before. And with every setback, you'll be one step closer to your ultimate growth. You also need to understand that growth requires change. The version of you that you are today is not the version that will achieve your dreams. The person you need to become is someone who is constantly evolving, someone who refuses to stay stagnant. Growth forces you to leave behind old habits, old ways of thinking, and old beliefs. You have to be willing to let go of what no longer serves you and embrace new ideas, new habits, and new ways of seeing the world. This can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Without change, there is no growth. And without growth, there is no progress. So commit to being uncomfortable. Commit to change. Commit to doing the hard things that will make you better every single day. When you commit to growth, you're not just committing to a better future for yourself. You're committing to becoming someone who can impact others. As you grow, you'll inspire those around you to do the same. Your commitment to personal growth will ripple out and influence the world in ways you can't even imagine. People will look at you and see what's possible when you decide to invest in yourself. Your growth becomes a beacon, showing others that they too can rise and transform their lives. The moment you commit to growth, you give yourself permission to elevate your life immediately. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, and you start acting right now. Every decision you make, every action you take, is a reflection of that commitment. And as you continue to make that commitment every single day, you will begin to see the results. Your life will begin to reflect the growth you've been working on, and you'll start to attract opportunities, success, and people who align with your elevated mindset. Your commitment to growth doesn't just change your life, it elevates it to new heights, opening doors that you never thought possible. So commit today. Make the decision to grow, to elevate, and to become the best version of yourself. The power to transform your life is in your hands, and it starts with your commitment. Chapter 15. Stop waiting for permission and own your success. If you're still waiting for someone to tell you that it's your time, let me stop you right here. The only permission you need is the one you give yourself. Stop waiting for approval from others. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, and stop waiting for the stars to align. You don't need anyone else's permission to step into your greatness. You already have everything you need within you right now to begin claiming the success that's meant for you. It's time to realize that you are the one who holds the keys to your future. And the moment you stop waiting, the moment you take ownership of your own success, everything starts to shift. The waiting game is over. It's time to own your journey, and it starts with taking control of your own narrative. Too many people sit on the sidelines, hoping for some external sign that it's their time to act. But the truth is, that sign is already here. It's in the thoughts you have every day, the dreams you carry, the desires that fuel you. That's all the sign you need. The fact that you've been thinking about your goals, about what you want to achieve, tells you everything you need to know. There's no magic moment that's going to appear and give you permission to chase your dreams. No one is going to come to you and say, "Now is the time." That responsibility lies with you and only you. It's time to stop asking for permission to do what you're capable of. It's time to stop playing small and start stepping into the version of yourself that's ready to claim what's yours. When you give yourself permission, you remove all the barriers that have been holding you back. You take the brakes off your potential and start driving full speed ahead. The truth is, the world is waiting for you to take action. The only thing holding you back is the belief that you need someone else's approval. You don't. The longer you wait for someone to validate your dreams, the longer you delay the very life you're meant to live. The longer you let fear and doubt control your actions, the longer you hold yourself hostage from the success that's already within your reach. But once you make the decision to own your success, everything changes. You stop seeking validation and start moving forward with certainty, knowing that you are worthy of every success that comes your way. Understand this: success doesn't come to those who wait. Success comes to those who take action. It comes to those who trust themselves enough to step into the unknown and make things happen. It doesn't matter if the world isn't ready for you. It doesn't matter if others think you're not capable. The only thing that matters is that you believe in yourself and take that first step. You don't need to know the whole plan. You just need to take action with the faith that each step will lead you closer to where you want to be. The moment you decide to stop waiting and start acting is the moment you step into your power. Owning your success isn't about having everything figured out. It's about embracing the journey and understanding that every step you take is a step towards who you are meant to become. Success is not reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone who is willing to work for it, who is willing to put in the time, the effort and the energy required. You don't need anyone's permission to do that. It's all on you. No one else can live your life, and no one else can determine your success. Only you can do that. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you'll stop looking for permission and start looking for opportunities to make things happen. Think about the people who inspire you the most. I guarantee they didn't wait for anyone's permission to achieve what they have. They didn't sit around hoping for someone to tell them, "You can do this." They made the decision for themselves, and they took ownership of their dreams. They didn't let fear, doubt, or the opinions of others hold them back. They believed in themselves, took action, and made their success a reality. And so can you. The only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the decision to stop waiting and start acting. The moment you choose to own your success, you stop making excuses and start making progress. The world isn't going to wait for you to feel ready. The world isn't going to hold your hand and tell you it's time to take action. You have to do that for yourself. You have to step up and decide that your dreams are worth pursuing, that your success is worth fighting for, and that you are capable of achieving everything you desire. The power to create the life you want is in your hands, and it always has been. But it starts with you giving yourself permission to go after what you want, and not waiting for anyone else to tell you that it's okay. You are the author of your story, and you can write it however you choose. The only person you need permission from is the person you see in the mirror every morning. Too often, people get caught up in thinking they need validation from others. But the reality is, the only validation you need is from yourself. Your dreams are valid. Your goals are valid. Your vision is valid. The only thing standing in your way is your willingness to take action. Don't let fear of judgment, fear of failure, or fear of rejection stop you from going after what you want. People may not always understand your journey, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand it. What matters is that you believe in it and take the necessary steps to make it a reality. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the world to tell you that it's your time. It's already your time. The moment you decide that you are worthy of success and that you are capable of achieving it, you'll start to see the opportunities that were always there. You'll start to realize that you don't need anyone else to validate your dreams, because you've already validated them yourself. You have everything you need to make your dreams a reality. All it takes is the courage to take that first step, the faith to keep going when things get tough, and the commitment to never look back. Your success is waiting for you. All you have to do is take ownership of it. Chapter 16. Develop a relentless mindset and never give up. When you decide to pursue your dreams, the only thing that can truly stand in your way is the refusal to keep going. Life has a way of throwing obstacles at you, challenging your patience, your endurance, and your willpower. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is their relentless mindset. The ability to look at a setback, a failure, or a tough situation and say, "I'm not done yet," is what transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up and how much stronger you become each time. A relentless mindset isn't just about pushing through the tough times. It's about making the decision every single day that you will not be stopped, no matter what happens. Life can be brutal. It can test you in ways that you never expected, but it's in those moments of struggle where the real strength is built. Most people give up when things get tough because they believe that it's too hard or that success is too far out of reach. But you need to be different. You have to understand that growth only happens when you're willing to push through the discomfort, the failure, and the uncertainty. Think about all the people you admire. Think about the ones who've achieved great things, whether in business, sports, or any other field. They didn't get there because they were smarter, more talented, or had it easier than anyone else. They got there because they refused to quit. They had a relentless mindset that wouldn't allow them to give up, even when every circumstance was telling them to stop. It's easy to quit. It's easy to listen to that voice in your head that says, "Maybe this isn't for you, maybe you should try something else." But the real winners, the true game changers, are the ones who hear that voice and decide to ignore it. They choose to keep going, even when they have no idea what's next, even when it feels like everything is against them. Relentlessness is about creating a mental fortress, a mindset that doesn't crack under pressure and doesn't break when things get hard. It's about conditioning yourself to embrace the challenges that life throws at you, knowing that each one is an opportunity to grow stronger. When you develop a relentless mindset, you stop seeing obstacles as problems. You see them as stepping stones, as the very things that will lead you to the success you've been working for. The road to success is not a straight line. It's a winding path, full of detours, setbacks, and hurdles. But it's the person who refuses to stop running, the one who keeps going even when the path gets tough, that ends up at the finish line. You can't expect success to come easily. You can't expect to achieve your dreams without facing adversity. But here's the truth. The moment you accept that failure is a part of the process and that setbacks are just temporary, your mindset shifts. You stop thinking of obstacles as reasons to quit and start seeing them as the very fuel that will drive you to your goal. This shift in thinking is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The successful are relentless. They don't let failure define them. They don't let setbacks stop them. They don't listen to the voice in their head that tells them they're not good enough. They keep going. They press on, and with each failure, they learn something new. They improve, they grow, and they get one step closer to their goal. But here's where it gets even more powerful. When you develop a relentless mindset, the world can throw whatever it wants at you, and you'll be ready. The obstacles that used to seem impossible become just another challenge to overcome. The failures that once would have broken you become opportunities to prove to yourself just how far you've come. Every time life knocks you down, you get back up with more strength, more determination, and more resilience than ever before. And the longer you keep going, the more you realize that nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not rejection. Nothing. So how do you develop this mindset? How do you train your brain to be relentless? It starts with one simple decision to never quit. Every time you feel like throwing in the towel, remind yourself that the only way you lose is if you stop. Push yourself when things get hard. Dig deep when you're tired. The relentless mindset is built in the moments where everyone else would quit, but you choose to keep moving. It's in those moments that you prove to yourself that you are stronger than anything that comes your way. You train your mind to not accept defeat, to not accept failure as the end of the road, but as part of the journey. The road to success is long, and it's filled with challenges. But if you are relentless, you will make it. People might say you're crazy for not quitting. They'll wonder why you keep going when things look bleak. But the truth is, they don't understand. They don't see the bigger picture. They don't know the fire that burns inside of you, the fire that won't let you stop, no matter how many times you fall. Only you know what you're capable of. Only you know the dreams you have inside of you, and only you can decide whether or not they become a reality. And you're not going to let anything stand in your way. The most successful people in the world are relentless. They never give up. They never let the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or the fear of looking foolish stop them from pursuing their dreams, and neither should you. The only way to guarantee failure is to stop trying. And if you refuse to stop trying, if you develop a mindset that says, "I will not quit," then success becomes inevitable. The only thing you have to do is keep going. Keep showing up. Keep pushing through the pain, the doubt, and the fear. And when you do, when you refuse to give up, you'll find that success is not something that happens by chance. It's something you earn by being relentless in your pursuit of it. So no matter what you're facing right now, no matter how many times you've been knocked down, remember this: the relentless never give up. You have the power to push through any obstacle, to overcome any challenge, and to reach your goals. You just have to keep going. And when you do, you'll find that nothing, absolutely nothing, is impossible. Chapter 17. Ignite your passion and build the life you want. Imagine waking up every morning feeling like you have a purpose, a fire inside that drives you forward, a passion that fuels everything you do. That's not a fantasy, and it's not a distant dream. It's the life that is waiting for you to take charge and create. When you ignite your passion, you tap into something powerful that can propel you toward the life you've always wanted. Passion is the fuel for success. The thing that makes hard work feel effortless, the thing that keeps you going when others might give up. It's the spark that turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results. The truth is, without passion, you're going through the motions. But with passion, you're creating, you're thriving, and you're on the path to something incredible. Now, passion is not just about feeling excited or being inspired. It's about the deep-rooted desire to achieve something that matters to you. It's what makes you push past your comfort zones, take risks, and step into the unknown. When you're passionate about something, you don't need motivation. You don't need someone to tell you what to do. Your heart, your mind, your entire being is focused on the goal in front of you, and nothing can stand in your way. Passion is the force that gives you the strength to keep going when you feel like quitting. It's what makes the grind feel like a mission rather than a burden. Think about the people you admire, the ones who've achieved greatness. Whether it's in business, sports, or any field, they all share one thing in common. They were driven by a passion that went beyond just achieving success. They had a deep, unwavering belief in their mission, and that passion was what kept them going when things got tough. Passion doesn't just push you through the hard times. It shapes the way you see the world. It makes you believe that anything is possible. And when you believe that anything is possible, you start to take actions that align with that belief. So, how do you tap into that passion? How do you discover what truly ignites your soul and sets you on the path to creating the life you want? It starts with taking a step back and asking yourself what excites you. What makes you feel alive? What do you dream about when you close your eyes? When you find something that lights that fire inside of you, hold on to it, cherish it, let it guide you. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and forget about the things that make your heart race. But when you remember what you're passionate about, when you reconnect with your deepest desires, that's when everything changes. You'll begin to approach every day with a renewed sense of purpose, and you'll start to see opportunities everywhere. Once you've identified your passion, the next step is committing to it fully. You don't half-heartedly pursue your dreams. You dive in, all in, without hesitation. This is where most people get stuck. They let fear or doubt creep in, and they hold back. But when you're passionate about something, there's no room for fear. Fear becomes irrelevant, because your desire to succeed outweighs any doubt. Every moment becomes an opportunity to get closer to your goal, to build the life you've always imagined. Building the life you want isn't just about having big dreams. It's about making those dreams your reality. It's about taking consistent action toward your goals, and those actions become easier when you're fueled by passion. When you're doing something you love, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like you're in flow, and when you're in flow, nothing can stop you. The energy you put into your passion will come back to you tenfold, and the results will speak for themselves. But you can't expect things to just fall into your lap. You've got to put in the effort, but that effort won't feel like a burden when you're truly passionate about what you're doing. Every step you take toward your goal, every obstacle you overcome, becomes part of your journey. And when you look back, you'll realize that the struggles were worth it, because they led you to a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. When you align your actions with your passions, you're no longer living for external validation or to meet someone else's expectations. You're living for yourself, and that's the most powerful way to live. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world. There are always going to be distractions, people telling you what you should do, what you should want, and what success should look like. But when you know what your passion is, you don't need anyone else's approval. You trust yourself, you trust your instincts, and you trust the fire inside of you. You stop looking to others for validation and start looking inward. The only opinion that matters is yours. And when you trust your own vision, you'll start to see the world open up in ways you never imagined. Here's the thing. Success doesn't come from doing what everyone else does. Success comes from doing what makes you feel alive, what makes you passionate, and what makes you want to push beyond your limits. When you build your life around your passion, you're building a life that's unique to you. It's not a life that's based on someone else's dreams or expectations. It's a life that's truly yours. And that's where true fulfillment lies. So, start today. Start igniting that passion. Start building the life you want. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because it's never going to come. Start right now, in this moment. Reconnect with what excites you, what makes you feel alive, and then commit to it fully. Your passion is the key to everything you want, and once you start living with that passion, the life you've always dreamed of will start unfolding right in front of you. It's time to step into your power and create the life you were meant to live. Chapter 18. Transform your habits and reach your highest potential. Imagine waking up every single day feeling unstoppable, like you're fully aligned with your purpose, taking action that moves you closer to the highest version of yourself. The truth is, the person you're meant to become is already within you, but it's your habits, the small daily actions you take, that determine how close or how far away you are from unlocking your greatest potential. This isn't about some grand moment of success that happens overnight. This is about a transformation that begins from within, with a shift in the way you approach your day, the way you show up for yourself, and the way you take consistent, powerful action toward your dreams. Now, when you talk about transformation, most people picture some dramatic event, some magical breakthrough. But true transformation happens through the power of habit. It happens when you start doing the small, seemingly insignificant things consistently, day in and day out, that add up to something truly life-changing. These little actions are the building blocks of success. They shape the person you become and determine whether you're moving closer to the life you desire or whether you're staying stuck in the same place. Every great achievement starts with a small habit, and when you transform your habits, you are transforming your life. You have to understand that nothing significant happens without a change in your daily routines. You can wish for a better life, you can dream of success, but unless you actively change the way you show up every day, you'll be stuck in the same cycle. Transformation starts with a decision to break the old habits that are holding you back and replace them with new, empowering habits that propel you forward. The problem is, many people don't take this seriously enough. They think they'll change one day, but they're waiting for the perfect moment, for the stars to align. The reality is, the perfect moment never comes. The only moment that matters is now. And the change you want starts with the choices you make today. You need to ask yourself, what habits am I currently engaging in that are keeping me from reaching my highest potential? It's a tough question, but it's one that everyone needs to answer if they want to truly elevate their lives. These habits might not be the obvious ones. They could be subtle things, like procrastination, allowing distractions to take over your focus, or spending too much time on activities that drain your energy instead of fueling your purpose. These habits are like invisible barriers that prevent you from reaching the highest version of yourself. But the good news is, once you recognize these habits, you can start to replace them with better, more powerful ones. Start by focusing on one habit at a time. Pick something small but meaningful, something that you can commit to every day without feeling overwhelmed. Maybe it's waking up earlier to start your day with intention. Maybe it's setting aside time each day to work on your personal development. It's about consistency. You won't see results overnight, but that's the beauty of habits. Over time, these small actions compound, and suddenly you look back and realize how far you've come. Think about it. The difference between someone who achieves their highest potential and someone who stays stuck is the habits they form. It's not about talent or luck. It's about discipline and consistency. The person who consistently shows up, who relentlessly works on their growth, who stays committed to developing habits that fuel their success, is the one who will achieve greatness. And it's not just about professional success. The habits you form affect every area of your life, your health, your relationships, your mindset. When you transform your habits, you transform everything. But here's the kicker: transforming your habits isn't always easy. The old habits you've developed over time, have deep roots, and they're comfortable. They might not be serving you, but they're familiar. And the hardest part of transformation is breaking free from the comfort zone. But once you do, the rewards are beyond anything you could imagine. The feeling of waking up every day, knowing that you're in control of your destiny, that you're moving closer to your highest potential with every small action, is priceless. The key to making lasting change is to focus on small wins every day. It's not about trying to overhaul your entire life in one go. It's about taking small steps in the right direction. These small wins build momentum, and once you get on a roll, it becomes easier and easier to keep going. It's like rolling a snowball down a hill. The more you push it, the bigger it gets. The same goes for your habits. The more you focus on positive, transformative actions, the more they start to grow and expand. But don't make the mistake of thinking that transformation will happen on its own. It takes effort. It takes dedication. You have to commit to the process. Every time you feel tempted to fall back into your old habits, remind yourself of why you started this journey in the first place. Remind yourself of your highest potential and the life you're working to create. You've got to push through the discomfort. You've got to stay strong, stay focused, and keep your eyes on the bigger picture. And here's the secret: as you continue to transform your habits, the results won't just be about achieving goals, they'll be about becoming the person you've always been capable of becoming. Start by setting clear intentions for the habits you want to form. Make them specific, measurable, and realistic. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to do everything at once. Break it down into manageable steps and focus on building one habit at a time. As you build these habits, you'll notice something incredible happening. The more consistent you become, the more you start to see a shift in your mindset. You start to believe in yourself more, and your self-esteem grows. This in turn makes it easier to build even more empowering habits. It becomes a cycle of growth, a positive feedback loop that pushes you to reach even higher. At the end of the day, transformation is about making a commitment to yourself. It's about saying, I will not settle for less than I am capable of. I will take control of my habits and shape my life to reflect the highest version of myself. When you do this, you tap into a power that's been there all along, just waiting for you to realize it. Your potential is limitless, but it's up to you to take that first step. And once you start, you won't look back. Because when you transform your habits, you reach heights you never thought possible. You begin to unlock the best version of yourself, and nothing can stand in your way. Chapter 19. Focus on progress and unleash your true greatness. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. But here's the real truth. The journey to greatness isn't about some grand final destination or an overnight success story. It's about the relentless pursuit of progress. No matter how small, it's about waking up every single day with the commitment to be better than you were yesterday. Your true greatness doesn't lie in reaching the peak of some mountain. It lies in the steps you take every day to climb higher, stronger, and more determined than you were before. And that's where the magic happens. What truly sets people apart from the rest isn't how quickly they arrive at their goals, but the way they focus on progress and refuse to settle for mediocrity. It's the ones who are obsessed with growth, who never stop learning, who don't look for shortcuts, but instead take the long and challenging path, because they know the journey itself is where the real transformation occurs. It's the individuals who wake up every morning with one thing in mind: progress, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem at the time, because they know deep down that all the little victories add up to something much bigger. Imagine if you made progress your ultimate obsession, not perfection, Not some ideal version of success, but progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, becomes a reason to celebrate. That's how you unlock your true potential. The power doesn't come from the big wins or the major accomplishments. It comes from the consistency of your daily actions. Your greatness doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's built every single day through the small, seemingly insignificant actions that compound over time. And what most people miss is that progress is the real secret to success. Too many people get caught up in the idea that they need to make huge leaps all at once to feel like they're moving in the right direction. But real progress is built in increments, not in giant steps. It's not about some magical moment when everything aligns perfectly. It's about taking the time each day to do a little better than you did yesterday. And the most powerful thing about this is that it doesn't matter how far along the journey you are. What matters is that you're always moving forward. Whether you're 1 step or 1,000 steps ahead, as long as you're making progress, you're winning. When you begin to focus on progress, you begin to focus on the things that truly matter. The number one thing you can do is stop looking for instant results. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop trying to compare yourself to others. Start looking at your own progress. Ask yourself, what did I do today that makes me a better version of myself than I was yesterday? It's not about the massive leaps. It's about the little things that make you a little stronger, a little wiser, a little more prepared for what lies ahead. These tiny incremental improvements are what build momentum, and momentum is what will carry you to greatness. Every time you choose progress over perfection, you're freeing yourself from the shackles of self-doubt and impatience. Progress is the antidote to frustration. It's the antidote to burnout. And it's the antidote to feeling like you're stuck. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have it all planned. All you need is to move forward, even when it feels like you're barely moving. It's in the slow, steady push that your true power is unlocked. Over time, the progress you make will stack up in ways that are hard to imagine in the beginning. You'll look back one day and realize that all the little things you did, all the small victories, have added up to something far bigger than you could have ever expected. But here's the catch: you have to be patient with yourself. The journey to greatness takes time, and it's easy to get discouraged when you feel like you're not where you want to be. It's easy to get lost in the noise of what others are doing, comparing your journey to theirs. But success isn't a race. Your success isn't dependent on how fast you get there. It's dependent on your ability to keep showing up, to keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps seem. What you're doing every day matters. Every time you push yourself to take one more step forward, even when it feels like you're not getting closer, you are. The secret to unlocking your greatness is to remain consistent, to keep focusing on the progress you're making, and to trust that every step counts. When you do this, when you refuse to get discouraged, when you stop worrying about how far behind you are or how much further you have to go, you tap into something incredibly powerful. When progress becomes your focus, you stop measuring your worth against other people's standards. You stop worrying about what others are doing or how fast they're moving. You start measuring your success by the progress you're making, not by some arbitrary milestone that's defined by others. You begin to realize that you're on your own unique path, and the only thing that matters is whether or not you're improving, whether or not you're moving forward. And as you do this, as you shift your focus to progress instead of perfection, you'll feel a deep sense of fulfillment. You'll feel proud of the effort you're putting in, and that sense of fulfillment will fuel your desire to keep going, to keep moving, to keep growing. It becomes a cycle of positive momentum, where progress feeds your energy and drive, and your energy and drive propel you toward even greater levels of success. The beauty of focusing on progress is that it allows you to enjoy the journey while you're on it. It reminds you that the process is just as important as the result. It teaches you that every single step forward, no matter how small, is an achievement. And it shows you that your true greatness is already within you. It just takes consistent action, a relentless focus on progress, and the belief that you are capable of reaching new heights. So from this moment forward, stop worrying about whether or not you're there yet. Stop measuring your success by the milestones or by other people's timelines. Measure your success by how much progress you've made today. And then go out tomorrow and make even more progress. The more you focus on the progress, the more you'll unleash the greatness that's always been inside you, waiting for you to tap into it. Chapter 20. Take bold steps and create lasting change today. The time to change is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when things feel right, but right now. You have the power to transform your life in ways that most people only dream of. But here's the thing, it won't happen by simply wishing for it or waiting for the perfect moment. Lasting change requires action, and not just any action. It requires bold, decisive steps. The kind of steps that feel uncomfortable, the ones that push you out of your comfort zone and into a place where growth can truly happen. If you want to create something extraordinary, you must be willing to take bold, courageous steps that will forever change the course of your life. Imagine waking up every single day, knowing that today is the day you're going to do something different. Not just any small change, but the kind of change that will have a lasting impact on your life. How would that feel? How would your life shift if you stopped waiting for permission, stopped hoping for some perfect moment, and instead started making powerful moves toward your dreams? That's where the magic happens. It's not in the planning or the daydreaming, but in the action. The kind of action that says, I'm no longer going to be passive in my life. I'm going to take charge and create the change I want to see. Most people get stuck in the cycle of waiting for things to feel perfect or waiting for the right time. But let me tell you this, there is no perfect time. The time is now. The key to making lasting change is realizing that you don't have to wait until everything aligns perfectly. The perfect moment will never come. Instead, you create that moment by taking bold steps. It's about choosing to act in spite of fear, uncertainty, or discomfort. You have to be willing to push through the resistance, knowing that on the other side of that discomfort lies the life you've always dreamed of. The difference between people who achieve greatness and those who don't isn't the number of opportunities they get, it's the boldness with which they seize those opportunities. Every successful person you look up to made their breakthroughs not because they were luckier or more talented than anyone else, but because they took bold steps when others hesitated. They chose to act when the risk seemed too high. They chose to face their fears head-on and trust that they had what it takes to succeed. And you can do the same. Change is not something that happens by accident. It's something you create, day by day, decision by decision, action by action. You don't have to have all the answers or know exactly how everything is going to work out. What you need is the courage to take the first step. Once you take that step, the next one will come easier, and then the next one after that. Every bold move you make builds momentum, and momentum is the key to sustaining change. The more you push forward, the more you'll see the path clear itself. It's the act of boldly moving forward that unlocks the doors of possibility you never knew existed. But it all starts with the first bold move. The one that says, I'm done waiting. I'm done procrastinating. I'm done making excuses. It's about deciding that today is the day you'll no longer be held back by fear, doubt, or hesitation. It's about realizing that change isn't a distant dream. It's a series of small but powerful decisions made today. And if you want to change your life, those decisions need to be bold. If you keep playing it safe, if you keep avoiding the tough decisions and the uncomfortable actions, you're going to stay exactly where you are. Change requires discomfort. Growth requires risk. It's as simple as that. Every time you take a bold step, you step into a new version of yourself. You grow, you evolve, and you move closer to the person you were always meant to become. But if you're too scared to take that first step, you'll never know what could have been. Think about it. What would happen if you committed right now to taking bold steps every single day? What would your life look like if you stopped hesitating and started moving with purpose? The truth is, you have everything within you right now to make that change. You have the courage, the strength, and the ability to take those bold steps. All it takes is the decision to do so. And once you make that decision, there's nothing stopping you. The only thing standing between you and your success is your willingness to act. One of the biggest reasons people don't take action is because they fear failure. But here's the secret: failure isn't something to be afraid of. Failure is simply a part of the journey. Every successful person has failed at some point. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it and using it as fuel to keep going. Every time you fail, you learn something valuable. Every time you face a setback, you grow strong.